Thursday night against the Warriors, you shrunk your rotation from 10 to 8 at halftime. I'm guessing you're glad you didn't go with 8 from the jump tonight.
Definitely made the decision to go 9 tonight. Address that with the team. Just that's what's been on my mind for a while. Guys were ready to go, and very glad we had 9. In the second half. What a tremendous effort by our team. Come back. They go up 11 in the fourth quarter. David Roddy, so impressed for him. Just prime example of another guy on our squad, next man up mentality, but he's been doing this all season long. He's been taking full advantage of every opportunity to develop as a rookie. A great example, and I said this is just another example of many guys that have done similar things where they take advantage of their opportunity with the hustle. They take opportunities, being in and out of the rotation, play groups. He starts the other day against the Clippers, gets great learning opportunities. He was even at one point this season on the verge of flying with us to a road trip, and then we pivoted last minute for him to get an assignment, and he was the ultimate pro about that. So, tons of credit to him. He was a huge spark for us. Our guys really battled. The level of physicality throughout the game just kept increasing, and luckily we were able to respond. And the winning plays that he made and the rest of the group in that fourth quarter was the deciding factor.
Speaking of Roddy, obviously, I mean, you say that you expected this out of him in this way because he's been playing this way, but still, in a quarter like this in a tight game, do you kind of, lean on a rookie like that and just kind of say, this is what you're built for? Or is it just like, I guess, how do you explain this specifically?
I think the biggest thing is he's got ultimate confidence, and it's channeled in the right way, in my opinion, that he's hard on himself. He's been learning since summer league, early in the season. As I mentioned, G League opportunities. Like, he's got this great poise about him as a rookie. You see how hard he plays, how competitive he is. He misses a shot, he kind of beats himself up real quick, but then immediately gets to the next play. And that's tons of credit for a guy to kind of have that next play mentality. Obviously, the ball found him in great spots tonight. Transition, drive, kick, knocks down threes, comes up with loose balls defensively, putbacks, on the offensive side, the duck in on the underneath out of bounds play. When you're playing that hard, you're playing the right way, the ball finds you and you get rewarded for it. And he made the plays down the stretch. And then also, we were switching a lot, and I thought he did a really good job on the ball with his, on-ball defense, keeping guys in front. But his confidence is channeling in a really good way to stay prepared for moments like that. Obviously, first moment is rookie season to do that, especially in a very pivotal game in fourth quarter, the way it was going. We needed all that, but, not a surprise at how he stays ready. He was able to have a game like that tonight.
Hey, Taylor. So the other night you were talking about how you wanted to play like Jaren more longer stretch, playing him whole quarters and stuff. And as you kind of put that entire focus also on the rest of the rotation. You played Luke for 14 straight minutes in the first quarter, and then obviously Roddy in the entire fourth quarter. Just with the depth right now, is that something you're going to be doing going forward, just kind of more going with the flow of the game and kind of riding the hot hand to an extent?
Yeah, I think the way that, I'm kind of playing around with the rotations is obviously with 9, how we kind of manage some of our sub patterns. Obviously, Dez having to play the backup point guard, trying to get JJ, extended minutes there. I think there was moments where we saved a few minutes in the first half, so a couple of those guys could play the whole fourth quarter. So we're trying to be mindful how we navigate the first 2 quarters so that we have money in the bank in the third and the fourth, especially the fourth. But then, yeah, definitely, guys that are playing well. Obviously, you saw Luke had a good first half, and then, D-Rod kind of takes off, as the second half gets going, start of the fourth quarter. So kind of riding the guys that are playing extremely well just gives us that flexibility. So I've got it mapped out where I've got an idea of what it could look like, but you got to be able to adjust and fly and see what the game's showing you. I think even in the first half, I normally had, X being the first sub, and then I changed it in the second half, and JJ was the first sub, and then came back and did some different things to try to jumpstart him. So we'll see how it goes. But, 9 is probably what we're going to be doing for foreseeable future, and it's going to be a great opportunity to learn what our guys got, and what kind of chemistry we can build out of it.
Back to Roddy one more time. When Tyus Jones got up to check in midway through the fourth quarter, it felt like on a lot of nights he may have been coming in for Roddy. Was that something you audibled, like in the time between he got up and we were able to check him in, or was that your intent?
No, we knew we needed to get Tyus back in there. Obviously, I think Dez ended up playing almost the entire fourth, if not the entire fourth, and obviously trying to be smart with Tyus's minutes as he's increasing over the last week or so. But we kind of made the decision, that we were going to keep D-Rod on the game. He was playing extremely well. I thought Santi was playing well too, but you could just see the pop D-Rod was giving us on both sides of the floor, knocking down shots, coming up with loose balls, and then obviously they were playing small and we were switching, so just kind of went with that, but it was pre-planned already.
Coach Hardaway was hitting some shots, and then DB obviously got one foul on him, I believe, came back, guarded another jumper very closely, and was able to contest it successfully. Felt like a bit of a spot there in the fourth quarter. Can you talk about when you have, perimeter shooters drawing fouls, DB kind of riding that edge of physicality? How much do you want him pressing that edge, potentially drawing a big foul versus like getting right up in somebody's face and swinging the game like he did late there?
Yeah, I mean, definitely it's a fine line. I think he has tremendous impact when he closes out on guys, how he leaps off the floor. Sometimes he contests with two hands, and I think our team has a little bit of a bug right now where we're fouling too many jump shooters, not just DB in a fourth quarter spot right there, but credit to him that the next time down he readjusted just enough, knowing that, even there's guys that are going to kick their legs out and they're going to torque their body, so you got to be even more mindful of that and hopefully get rewarded. They actually called an offensive foul early in the game. It's an emphasis, for the officiating. So it's definitely a fine line because we've got to get out to shooters. We do contest projects, the impact of actually contesting with urgency and straying that fine line of not crossing it to where you get contact on the lower half, upper half. It's going to happen every now and then. We just got to continue to learn from it. And obviously in that pivotal fourth quarter, do it one time, but the next time to get it without a foul is huge. Great. Thanks, everybody.